Xeno-Force tutorial, we're looking at turn order, initiative, activations and actions. The turn order. Each turn in a game of Xeno-Force consists of 3 phases: the Marine phase, the Alien phase and the End phase. In the Marine phase, all the Marine players will move and shoot and perform actions with their Marines and generally interact with their environment or complete mission objectives, etc. During the Alien phase, the aliens will attempt to attack and stop the Marines, and during the End phase, then any bookkeeping happens here, and anything like explosives going off or reinforcements arriving or scenario events will occur during the End phase. In each Marine phase, at the beginning of the Marine phase, you roll initiative. Each Marine player controlling their Marines rolls 1 dice for their initiative. So in my example here I have 2 Marine players, one that's controlling these 2 Marines and a second Marine player controlling these 2 Marines. Each player will roll their dice and add their highest tactics score. So in my example, neither player has a tactics score at all. So just roll the dice. So this Marine player scores 3, this Marine player scores 3, so that's a tie, so they would have to roll off in order to determine a winner. There we go, a 2 and a 1. In this case, this Marine player has won the initiative. That gives them the option of choosing where in the turn order they want to go. So they can choose to go first or second. In this example, this Marine player will choose to go first. So activations. When it's a Marine player's turn, they must activate each of their Marines in an order of their choosing. When they pick a Marine to activate, they must complete the activation of that Marine before they can move on to another Marine. The order of activation can change from turn to turn, but you can't mix Marines between different players. So for instance, we couldn't activate this Marine, then this Marine, then this Marine, because these 2 controlled by one player and these 2 controlled by a different player. So the player must activate both of their Marines before the next player can activate any of their Marines. So let's say this player here activates first, and they choose this Marine to activate. This Marine will then get 2 actions which they can perform. So for example, he could perform an advance action to move to here, and then he could perform a basic attack action to shoot this guy here, and he rolls some dice and maybe kill him. Once this Marine has completed its 2 actions, he must then move on to this Marine here. This Marine can then do its 2 actions. He might do things in a different order, so he might use a basic attack action to shoot this, and then he might use an advance action to move over here. Once this Marine player has completed all of his Marines, it then goes on to the next Marine player. So this Marine player would then activate his Marines. He would then choose each Marine and activate them in turn and perform 2 actions. For example, this Marine might be activated first and might use both actions to do a full auto attack targeting 2 enemies here to try and kill them both. Let's say it's successful. Ta-da. This Marine here might then activate and do an advance action, and then might try and shoot this alien here. Bang. This part of the tutorial governs action types. When a Marine activates, they can perform multiple actions. But if an action has an action type, for instance the advance action has the move type, then the Marine can only perform 1 action each turn which has a particular type. So for example, if they advanced, that's got the move type, they couldn't then advance again because that shares an action type move. If the character were to run for 2 actions, that's got the move type. Even if they got another action, for instance by spending an action point, they couldn't then advance because they've already done a move type action. In the same way, if they took an aimed shot, which is an attack action, they couldn't then take a basic attack, which is also an attack action. They could only do one or the other. Some actions do not have a type. For instance, the ready action has no type, so that can be performed as many times as you like. Some actions, for instance the offhand attack, has the offhand type here, which means that it is possible to attack with a basic attack and also make an offhand attack because they are different types, but you couldn't then make another offhand attack. You could, however, spend an action point to throw a grenade, so you could shoot someone, throw a grenade, and shoot someone with a pistol, all in one turn. The charge action has two types. It has a move and an attack type, which means that it can't be combined with an advance or a basic attack because they share an action type. An important type of action is the bonus action, which is located here on the crib sheet. Bonus actions take no actions towards your action limit for that turn, and a character, a Marine, could perform 2 actions and perform any number of bonus actions that they like. Bonus actions are granted by special abilities or other characters' abilities. For instance, the officer class can issue bonus actions to other Marines in the team. The bonus action does not count towards the action type limit for that turn. For example, a Marine could advance with one of their actions. They could make a basic attack, which is the attack type, with one of their actions. They could then be granted a bonus action to advance again, even though they've already done a move. They could even then be granted a bonus action to attack again with a basic attack, even though they've already made another attack. So that would be a total of 4 actions, 2 advances and 2 basic attacks on the same Marine, because 2 of those actions were bonus actions. There is, however, a limit to the number of bonus actions that you can take. You can only ever take a bonus action of a single type once per turn. What does that mean? Well, that means that if, for instance, you had taken a basic attack as a bonus action, you couldn't then make an aimed shot as a bonus action because they share an action type. Or if you had made an advance action as a bonus action, you couldn't then make a run action as a bonus action in the same turn with the same Marine because they share an action type. The other limitation on bonus actions is you can't do the same action more than once as a bonus action. So you can't do a basic attack twice as a bonus action anyway because it shares the attack type. However, if we look at something like the aim action here, if you had 2 abilities that gave you a free aim as a bonus action, you couldn't use them both in the same turn, even though the aim has no type. So for instance, you couldn't use some sort of background ability to give you an aim and some sort of piece of equipment to give you an aim, both as a bonus action. You could, however, use your regular actions for one aim and then your second regular action for a second aim, and then gain a bonus action as an aim, which will give you a total of 3 aims in one turn.